Hello out there in YouTube land, welcome to the OKGoodReview channel. And guys, once again, we are going to be looking here at another model build. However, before we do that, let's do story time. Story time! Alright, so there's a little bit of a history to this model, and I'm going to get into that here briefly. So, taking you all the way back to the early days of the channel. And so we started the channel 2016, and shortly after I thought, okay, we need a way to try to get the word out a little bit. And I want to do a lot of this. I just want to get it out there a little bit and try to connect with some other channels and all that kind of stuff. I never wanted to promote the channel. It's always just been let it grow organically and see what happens. But I thought we should also have an area where I could, you know, we could expand on stuff a little bit if we wanted to, if we could make the net wider, I guess, so to speak. So we had the blog, and the blog was okay, and the blog is just more really for my internal stuff regarding the channel, but you guys can all check it out. It's in the pinned tweet on our Twitter feed. And so anyway, I get on Twitter, and I don't know if everybody does this, but the first thing I started doing was kind of what I did in the early days of the internet when it first became available. I started looking for information on everything I was interested in. And in this case, it was Mopars. So I'm clicking around, I'm looking at different Mopar stuff, and some of the executives, and like Gillies, and some of the racers that are out there and have their own thing, and just, you know, Dodge collectors, stuff like that, because cool stuff. In the beginning, it was really a free-for-all, and it's since been a lot more organized. but in the beginning, it was just kind of whatever I was interested in, or the star was interested in, we go check it out and throw it on there. And it got to be kind of garbagey to read through, so I pulled a lot of that back. But one of the people I found was this woman racer from, I don't know where she is, she's on the East Coast somewhere, named Linz Payne, and she had these whipping red Mopars. One of them was a heavy coot, I believe, and the other one was a Super Bee. So we're all about, you know, equality, and we support all of that stuff. So I thought, this is really, really cool. I'm thrilled she's doing this, and you know, we followed her and everything else, and she posts a lot of really cool stuff on her Twitter feed, pictures and things of that nature. So, fast forward a whole bunch here, and somewhere in there, I think it was 2018, I decided, hey, I should start building models again. And I got this is the second part of the story. I got this AMT kit, which was the very first model I did after a layoff of a couple decades, maybe 3 decades. And you can see that it was a total fail. It was a bust. It was horrible. It didn't remind me at all of the kits that I enjoy doing, and it didn't occur to me at the time that it was because it was an AMT as opposed to a Revell. I'd done mostly Revells in the beginning, and Revell is still one of my preferred kits. So awful. Just I reunited with model building with a thud, and I left it up. You guys can see how poorly I trashed it, pooched it, and it was just a total bust. That one, of course, went to our star, and he likes it, so he's cool with it. I have added some more paint to it and done some kind of sort of repair stuff, but I didn't like the kit that well. And as it turns out, over time, I've really not enjoyed the round 2 kits, which is part of the company that AMT is. However, that always kind of ate at me. And it was a Dirty Donny kit as well. So last year, 2019, I started kicking around the idea of, I'd done most, maybe not all, but most of the cars that I wanted to do for myself. and I'd done some stuff for the Star Wars channel, and I started thinking, you know, I'd done a couple of customizations, I'd done the Spawn, I've done a couple Ghost Rider things, and I started to think, you know, I really want to try to recreate some existing stuff. You know, I mean, that's a big part of modeling. A lot of people like to do that. They like to have World War II models be the exact replicas of what existed. And I thought, you know, I did some customization to my own vehicles, but none of them were really suitable for, they're not good model build cars. And so I started looking around, and I thought, okay, I haven't done a Super B yet, that'd be fun to do. And it turned out that trying to find a Super B, and I think this might have been a request from the Star Wars channel too, trying to find a Super, there's Coronets out there, but there's not a lot of Super Bs. And so I found this one, and it was a Dirty Donny and an AMT. And I said, okay, I can do a Super B. I just need an example. And then I remembered the Lynn's Payne Twitter, and she's got one of these. So I thought, okay, I'm just going to recreate the Lynn's Payne Super B. I don't know what year hers is, and there's not a whole ton of pictures, but there's enough that I thought, okay, I could probably do that. I could probably recreate her car. There's this customized stuff on it, but I thought I could probably get close enough. I can't do it as a one-to-one exactly, I don't think, but I can probably get pretty close. So this Dirty Donny guy is, I guess he's I don't know who he actually is, but I guess he's kind of a big deal in pop racing culture, possibly. I don't follow that super close, I don't actually know. But so anyway, that was the idea for doing this, was to A, redeem that awful build, and to B, this was meant to be the start of when I was going to try to recreate actual vehicles, as opposed to just doing things that really are standing on their own. However, there's a problem with that, and I will show you that here slightly. So this will not be a recreation of Lynn's Payne's wonderful cars, although I did buy custom tires for it and everything. Just things don't always work out, and I'll show you why here shortly. But so we got this Tamiya metallic red paint. I believe I'm completely out of kits that have testers now at this point, so I probably won't be shooting testers unless it's maybe the lacquer ever again. We've got this shell, so we've got this really funky yellowed out. It's an interesting back glass. I didn't notice there was a swivel on this before. That's kind of wild. But you can see there's flashing all over the place I've got to remove. And this color is just, it's like a cream eggshell. It's not a white. The problem with that is if you want to do a white build, or if you want to have the color underneath as stripes, you can't, because this is not a white car. This is a trash color, and every inch of this is going to have to be painted, which is fine for our build, but it just, stuff like that kind of irritates me. We've got some windows here, windshield, probably back glass. We have the steel custom racing rims. We've got, so these aren't, I don't think this is the custom intake. I think these caps are, but I think you have the option to do either one. Of course, we have the split chrome here for the grill, and I think I am going to, I'm going to try to make the headlights look better than this. Hopefully there's some, I might have some somewhere. I might have to customize that too. There's some different gear shifts and stuff in this. More cream seats, eggshell. I haven't quite decided what color I'm going to go with the interior yet. Oh, I'm going to be, oh guys, this could be a problem. So here we have the hood, but it doesn't have the cutouts in it. Oh, no. MPC tried this too. I'm not actually cutting out this hood. Nope. So we're drifting further and further away from the stuff I can do with this. Man, round 2 is just trash models. You know what, guys? This is, hopefully I can get a good build out of this. I have done this Black Beauty here, by the way, guys. there's a video up for that if you want to see it. Yep. Alright. Anyway, there's that trashy garbage. And we've got oversized tires. These tires are great. I love those. And we've got, I guess, a Dirty Donny sticker. Is that what this is? Right. Okay. So here's, oh man, look at these instructions. These are gigantic. This one's thinking a primer, but I don't think we're doing that. Usual stuff here. I'm not cutting. Oh, now what does it want me to cut? Oh. This is, I have one more AMT kit of another vehicle I'm going to try to recreate fairly closely, guys. That one is probably not posted at the time of this, but you can look for that one, and that is a International Scout, which was another sort of dream vehicle of mine that we're going to try to make into a Dodge Baja truck. And definitely stay tuned for that if it's not posted already. You can look in the model builds playlist. Okay, so getting into this, and let's see if we can get these stickers open. Okay, so looking at the decals we have in front of us, I think probably we're gonna go black on the interior. I'm kind of thinking black, but we see, what do we see here? We don't see the ribbon we need. We don't see. So the ribbon on a lot of these just says Dodge. The ribbon, the rear quarter panel ribbon. So it would just say Dodge. And you can see we don't have one here. Instead we've got all these goofy graphics for Dirty Donny. We got the Super B stuff. What am I supposed to do with these? I don't know if any of this stuff is going to be going on. I might add this Super B thing. It's really disappointing. I really wanted to do a ribbon across the back, but because that would have looked pretty dope, the black ribbon across the back, but maybe I'll just add those stripes, and I don't know. So really, despite its influence in the beginning, this is really going to just be more of a redemption build. Just really going to try to get something good out of an AMT kit and a Dirty Donny kit, and we'll see how that goes. So first thing we need to do definitely though is to apparently clean up the car, and then we'll go out and shoot it and put all the goodies on it, which apparently are not going to include this custom hood. You know, I really hate it when model companies do that, because that's really not what I want to be doing. I really don't want to cut parts out of the other things. Like seriously, this cheap garbagey plastic, you guys couldn't throw me a second hood, huh? Ridiculous. This also is why I don't particularly like round 2. But anyway, let's throw some paint on this thing and see what we got, and we will see you down in Spider Central. Alright guys, and we're going to whip through the setup here. So this is the fold out of the entire instructions, which, you know, honestly, as big as this is, makes it really a pain, because let me show you. Look at how much of my workspace this takes up. It's this entire seat. I don't get it. I'm not pleased, AMT. Nope. Alright, so it's a little too late in the day for me to go try to shoot these. So I'm going to leave these for later. It won't really make a difference. You guys will see it when it gets to assembly, but I'm reversing the order a little bit, and I'm painting all of this other stuff first. Now, I will say that there will be a paint section for this video. I haven't done it in a while, and it's honestly a lot of setup and it's a lot of work, and it can be a bit of a pain for me to do that, but I'm thinking that this lends itself really well to that. There's a lot of parts to paint, including that tub. So I feel like now is probably the best moment if I'm gonna do a painting video. I have not done one, I don't think, in 2020. So if I'm gonna do one, now is a really good time to do it on this kit. So the usual setup, usual tools. There is my work chest here. I am thinking I'm going to need to possibly get a larger one of these. I keep thinking that I should dial this back, and then I just keep buying more stuff. So I need to get a second bin for paints. I need to get a second bin for spare parts. So I might, who knows, I might just bite the bullet and then get a larger tool tub as well. But that I've got an entire winter to think over. So anyway, that aside, I'm sure you guys didn't come here to hear me ruminate about those things, unless you did, in which case then I guess you're happy. Okay, so the paints used on this model are Model Master Chrysler Engine Red, Model Master Turn Signal Amber, maybe. I don't know if I'm using this one or not. The Tamiya X1 Black, the Tamiya XF Gray, Metallic Gray, the Gunmetal X10, the XF1 for the tub is going to be mostly that. I have a Tester's Red Metallic. If I can figure out where the mirrors are, I'm going to paint those that color. And then of course steel and silver as usual, guys. So, and I think I am gonna, I think I'm gonna get a little fancier with this when I put this together. I think there's different rear. I see that there's two different rear ends. There's so much duplication. I need to go through this whole thing again. I already went through this and removed a whole bunch of parts. Evidently, I need to do it again because I see that there's more duplication. But that's kind of where we're at for how this is going to look. I think I might also, I was thinking of it while I was saying that, guys. I think I'm also going to do either graphite metallic or black metallic accents on the seats as well, to go with this metallic gray. I was going to do gunmetal and metallic gray, but I think that's going to look dumb. So I think instead what I'm going to do is metallic gray seats, and I'll put accents in there with these other ones. Now a lot of the accents won't actually be in the paint video section, but that will be coming up next, guys. But here's the setup so far. So there's a lot of different options to this. There is only they only list, let's see, 5 steps, but there's variations on variations on variations. So there's way more than that. But anyway, guys, we're gonna get set up here and we'll get cracking with the paint section. Alright, thought we'd just do a little update here, guys. So, you see most of the painting. I have added a couple colors. I'm doing a little two-tone work on the seats. I don't know if you can see it. It's very, very subtle, but you can see the middle stripes. Most of the paint is done. I am encountering a problem, though. And it's one I'm not super surprised by, but this garbage plastic from AMT is not cooperating well with the Tamiya, especially on the aerosol side. So you see the car body and stuff isn't in here yet. I'm still in the process of painting that, but it is not being cooperative. So I'm a little nervous. A little nervous about the outcome of this. I think we'll be okay. So I think I can still save it enough, but it is intensely problematic. So this red stuff is a Model Masters. That is sticking a little bit better because it is a hotter paint. It's a higher solvent. I did add some of this metallic red to the wheels. I don't know if I like it, but the wheels aren't really going to be visible, especially anyway. It's fun to try. I did add Tamiya Sky Blue to the seats. And so all I've got left right now is the dashboards. I'm painting both of them because I'm not sure yet which one I'm going to use. So I've got that. I need to add in the spikes on the battery. And I need to also add in, I need to retouch the pulley system and recolor the silver on it. But outside of that, steering wheel, dashboard, battery, and pulley system. After I finish the aerosol, all the painting is pretty much in the can for this. So at this point, if I didn't already have an AMT kit that I bought, I would be saying I'm never doing another one. I will be doing one more, specifically the one that I've already bought, and that's waiting for me. After that, I don't think I'm doing anything from round 2, probably ever again. These kits are just... The plastic is trash. It's really, really, really not enjoyable to try to work with. So part of the question I had was whether it was me or whether it was a kit on that charger. And I think, honestly, at the time I wasn't sure. And then after I ran into more of that kind of thing with the round 2s, I thought, okay, it was just the round 2 models. Looking at it now, I think it was kind of a combination of both. I think it was part me just getting back into things, and I think it was part the actual kits just being rubbish, just garbage. So anyway, paint will be done here hopefully by the end of the day I'm filming this. This is the second day. Yesterday is when I went through and started initial painting, and you've seen the painting video if you watched this far. Today I'm just going to finish up painting. That's all I'm going to do. And I'm going to let it cure, and then the following day is going to be when we're going to try to dive in and start assembly. So anyway, I just wanted to give you a quick update and to complain about how garbagey this plastic actually is on these kits. So second to last round 2 kit I'm ever doing. Last one, I don't know if I'm going to get to it this year, but there's only one more kit I'm ever doing from round 2, and that'll be coming out. But for this one, I'm still trying to see if I can find a way to resurrect this one. So it's not the border where I'm super concerned right now. I'm just frustrated with it right now. So, but okay, stay tuned, and we'll see you for assembly. Alright, and here we are, guys. So this thing is done, and let's take a look at it, and then I'll chit-chat about it, I guess. So I decided to throw out the hood completely and just go full on roadkill style. This is pretty much the condition that a lot of the cars will wind up in anyway, from the star of our show. And you can see there is, I think this is the actual interior tub, that white thing in there. And I didn't notice that till right now. Oh man, that's so, you know, that actually is a big problem with this kit. This is let's take a look at it, I guess. So I decided to go back to the velocity stack. Part of the reason is that the hood won't fit with the velocity stack, of course, but it also won't fit with anything else. So I'm not in love with the engine. I wish I would have built the other one, to be honest with you, the racing engine. This double overhead cam engine does fill the bay nicely, though, I will say that. The engine's got cool parts in it and stuff. That's okay. We got the washer reservoir and so on there. Engine bay wise, except for that thing in the back, that's not horrible, but the ill-fitting nature, you can see. Can you see there's a little bit of white sneaking through? The interior, I went with the matte black, two-tone seat colors. I don't know if you can see that. There's a stripe in the middle of the seats. We've got the dash. I went with whiteout gauges again. We've got the center console there, racing steering wheel, and went with the, you can see it here, the gunmetal dash and back area, which I would actually try to keep remembering to do. This one, we have I don't know where this flaw came from actually, but we have a little flaw in the door there. Had a little stumble here with the paint on the back, and we'll get into that more. That was during assembly, but the back here, you can see these crazy wide tires on it. I like the stance of this. This is such a mean, aggressively stanced vehicle. It does look a lot like a Charger, though. You know, of course, as those things go, you would expect that. From the front, I painted out the grille. I've been trying to really challenge myself a lot more in the painting, and this one I had to actually spray it into a bag, and then this is all brushwork on that grille. In the front, and then underneath, of course we have the steel racing mags on it, and I added in the silver chrome on the window vents. This one oh wait, which one? Is this one? No. This one I could have actually done a little bit better. There's only a couple stickers. There's this thing in the back that Leo wanted. There is also the aggressive Super B. Take a look at that. We did chrome out the door handles as well. Deleted mirrors. He didn't want those. Here is the undercarriage. And of course we have the racing pins and everything here. We have the transmission that came out in red. When I was telling you guys in the earlier part, I did try to paint these with a red metallic, and it would have taken 2 coats, but I actually don't care. I just wanted to see what it would look like. It's better than white. That actually does bring up a very major part of this, and that is that this plastic, so I actually treated the plastic. I prepped the whole plastic with, I didn't use thinner because I didn't want to attack it, but I did use a isopropyl to wipe off any of the plasticizers and grease and stuff, which can cause fish eyes and stuff. And even for that, I still had a lot of problems with the paint, particularly on the hood. So not bad enough that I wouldn't have used it if I was going to use a hood, but it was still kind of annoying, just the way that the paint didn't want to stick. This is, like I said, I'm happy with how this turned out. So I did a couple things. It got nowhere near Linz's car, so that part I was saying in the beginning, forget that completely, because we got nowhere near that. The labels, the water slide decals were almost all complete garbage, just complete junk. So that's why a lot of those, I was going to put the stripes here. I was going to do a wraparound ribbon on the front. I think I'm going to save those for a different build, just because this kit was so problematic. It took a lot to get it to line up as well as you see it. It's like there's no obvious flaws here other than that white thing there. That's, if this car was mine, I'd fix that, but it's for the star of our channel, and he's happy with it as is. But the tub didn't fit in there correctly. There was just a lot of problems with this. A lot of mold problems. There was flash literally everywhere on this thing. And a lot of this stuff I had to, you can see some of the minor paint errors here, like on the fender, where I got a little black in there, and then here over on the side. You can see some of those paint errors, but what you can't see is this has actually been reshot a number of times in certain areas. And that is because I tried to get the flashing, and then I would paint it, and then I would be looking at it later, and then I would see more flash. And then I'd have to pull all that out and then repaint it. The front area in particular has had a lot of repainting done to it, which you can, this is the only thing you can see here, and that's just because I spilled a drop of black on it or something when I was doing the windshield, I think. They gave me chrome tips, but the chrome tips didn't actually fit this, so I couldn't use them. There was just a lot of funkiness with this kit. It's a successful kit. I mean, the car looks good. There's no problems with it. You can display it in multiple angles. There's a lot of really, really cool work that I did on this. So it didn't make Linz's car, but it's not a bust. It's definitely a success. So I redeemed myself as far as AMT and Dirty Donny's, but this kit is trash. And this, I would never, ever consider doing this one ever again. And like I said, I've got one more AMT to go. Once I do that, I think I'm banning AMTs completely, just because they're more, I want to say they're more trouble than they're worth. They're a lot of work because you have to modify parts constantly. This velocity stack, for instance, is not part of the kit. I had to find that from something else. And this is a lesson, by the way, everyone out there, make sure you're saving your parts, because you never know when you're going to need them on kits. I deleted a number of parts off of this as well. The horns. This right here, this radiator, it blends in well enough that you can't actually make it out. But I had to cut a whole bunch of the radiator off to get this to fit. I mean, just funky stuff like that I shouldn't have to be doing. And it was really frustrating that I did. I don't know what that white thing is. That's really kind of disturbing me here. It's probably the tub. It's probably the interior tub. That's nutty. and yes, that kind of stuff will continue to bother me, but it's that sort of an error is something I could fix readily. I'm not going to, but I could. That's not the hugest error in the world. The hood, if the hood wasn't deleted, I'd be a lot more frustrated with this kit than I was. But I'm not dissatisfied with the final results. Like I said, this is a good looking stance. I mean, this is a really, really cool looking car. The coronets stood really, really well. It's got this nice wide body to it. I don't know if you can see it there. Let's see if you can see the wide body from the front. See this just the pooching out of these back fenders there. Let's see. It's nice like that. The shell mold was actually okay, despite all the flash. I just like stuff like that. You get spoiled with Revels and Tamiya's because those things are a breeze. Those are just awesome kits. And then you get this thing which wants to fight you at almost every turn. And I'm gonna actually recant now to what I was saying. I don't think it was necessarily me coming back after a layoff as much as it was just the trashy kit. Although I guess it was part of me because I didn't know how to fix stuff like that to the point where I do now. Like now I can fix garbage kits. I can get pretty much something relatively solid looking out of it. Like I haven't had one for quite a while now that I think is just a complete failure. And this one I wouldn't say that either. Like this one I think does look nice. And if I wasn't so irritated with the kit itself, I might consider keeping it. But I've got such limited space, and I've got space for one, maybe two more vehicles total. And one of them is going to be a Charger because I really enjoyed doing that Charger kit. The Ghost Rider Charger Custom, guys, check that video out in the model builds if you care to do that. That was a lot of fun, but there's a lot of stuff that, like, if I was building this for me, I wouldn't do this. And I want to actually build one for me. So I'll be doing that one again, and I think there is possibly There's a Porsche I'm looking for, but I probably won't be able to find. And I think there might be one more that I have either sitting down there or I have in the list of stuff I have coming that I want to use. But at most 2 vehicles. I guess 3 if I find that super rare one. Most likely not. Now that's not to say if I don't find like a Plymouth Satellite somewhere or a GTX, I probably will be doing those as well. But outside of something like that, I don't see that I'm going to be keeping a whole lot of cars. It's just my space is really at a premium in my office, which, guys, you can see in the office collection video for 2020 if you guys care to take a look at that. And also there is a model build collection by request. First time I've done one of those, so you guys can check that out as well if you care to. But anyway, this has gone on long enough. So here we are, 1970 Dodge Pro Street Super B, the Dirty Donny collection, guys. If you did enjoy this model build, it was really fun for me to go back to painting and see that footage. I like doing that, and hopefully there will be more I can do that with. But guys, if you enjoyed that, if you dug this video, please give it the old thumbs up, guys. Hit the red subscribe button if you have not done so already, guys. I don't know if there will be the blue notification and comments available. If there are and you care to indulge, please feel free to do that. Whether or not, please come follow us on our Twitter feed, where updates to the channel are made by myself pretty much as soon as they happen. You can comment to videos there if you care to, or otherwise communicate with us. And all of our display shots, so all of the office display shots I've done of planes, of Harley Quinn sitting on cars, stuff like that. I build a lot of cars for action figures, a lot of vehicles for action figures. That is really fun to me also. The display shots don't show up in the videos. They show up on our Twitter feed. So if you use Twitter and you want to see it, please come follow us there. We would love to have you. But here it is one last time. Dirty Donny's Super B 1970 Pro Street Dodge. And I want to say it was a Coronet that they used for this, or a Polara possibly. And a lot of those cars sort of blurred the lines between what they were. There was a lot of shared stuff, I guess, back in those days with everybody, though, not just Mopar. But there it is, guys. We'll see y'all next time. Bye-bye.